Good evening. So I didn't tell the lecture that I wanted, but I'll probably do it this evening. It should be a theoretical lecture, like the third installment in the guns, boats, and steel. And I'm actually quite. I'm satisfied with the break that I made yesterday, and and I took the break to discuss the magnetism and neurons in a practical way, as you've seen with the 3 videos. And I think that it was a successful. Correct me. If I'm wrong, I'm glad to get a commentary and also criticism. But I think that actually what we've seen yesterday with the magnets and the electrolysis will help to demonstrate things that I want to speak about today in the continuing of the more theoretical recording. Because this way the theory will be backed or substantiated with something that you saw with your own eyes just now. And so I think that it's good that we made this break to show you some chemical processes with your own eyes. And all the same goes for electromagnets and the electrolysis. So we'll continue with it today, and I will also today redo what I've done yesterday. But now I will use several rods from the neutral, 3 or 4 rods, not only one from the neutral. I'll parallelize the neutral poles to 3 or 4 rods. This way, when the sheet will hit the fan, when it starts to burst, it takes some time. I think that it's probably because it takes some time either for the mixture to heat or for the neurons to just align themselves, because they need to be aligned in a certain way in order for to actually improve conductivity. And we know that they can do it because it was actually photographed many times. So it's not science fiction that they can do it. It's only a question of what makes them do it, and when do they do it. So after some time, when they do it, conductivity actually rises, but it can be too hot actually. So what we will do is we will paralyze. When you paralyze, the rods, it's each rod is actually receives just part of the energy from the positive rods, and so obviously it's. Each parallel circle is, it's less is less potential. The potential difference is distributed between several circuits, and also the heat, the energy that is converted to heat is also smaller. And also, what I will do is something that I've done in the past, but I haven't done it recently, which is I will which is to use ice water in a container, which I will place I place the metal container inside a plastic container with ice water. This helps a lot with controlling heat. Yesterday, I just stopped it just before it's starting to burn. It wasn't burned at all, and we've seen nice foam. But if you want to produce more foam, we should carry on the temperature control measures. And I will keep using this new, this really new inventive device of, a bridge between between the electromagnet construction and the electrolysis construction. And if you want to be skeptic about what actually this is doing, if at all, you are welcome to be skeptic. It is really, this is very, very experimental, and lies on alien physical theory, everything that we do. But sometimes it's more obvious than sometimes it's more obvious, and this is under the experimental laboratory, this is it will belong to the more experimental section. Now, some people tell me, okay, prove to me that these neurons are really neurons, and do it by letting them work on something else. How can we know that these are real neurons? So I will address this issue this is one of the issues that I want to address in the theoretical lecture, because it's there is a simple answer, and the answer is that the most simple thing that I can do with neos, like the most simple thing, is to enrich beeswax, and I can actually spit on a candle and wait a few minutes, and it will be enough to actually demonstrate that it's chemically was changed, and I can show you this, and it was, in the past when I experimented with that, it was demonstrated that, and this is also, could be attributed to all sorts of like factors, but I've witnessed a phenomenon again and again that the longer I stay awake, the more potent the neurons in my body are, and I've addressed this issue in the past, and I don't know what's one reason could be very disgusting reason, in which when I stayed in my mother's apartment, I was electrocuted. This is one of the weapons that the people of the Shabak used against us, and it was used against me, and it was used against me mostly when I slept. This is real, and I've spoken about it in the past. This is one of the tortures of the Israeli state against us, and this is unimaginably cruel. And perhaps, this actually, destroys some of the neurons in my body or makes them weaker, and that's why when I sleep, the longer I stay awake, the stronger they are, because they just multiply or harnessing energy, and when I go to bed, I'm electrocuted in the bed. This is, this is hell. This is the Israeli hell. This is the Israeli hell. So it might be one of the reasons, but there might be other reasons. But it was demonstrated that the longer I stay awake, I could stay awake, I can't stay awake for more than 3 nights, 4 days, 3 nights in a row, but I can stay awake for 3 nights, 4 days, and in the 4th day, it's substantially stronger, and I can show you that, this could be, I know it sounds like outlandish, but I can prove it to you just, by extremely simple experiment, and maybe I will do it. I didn't stay awake, I slept, I'm not planning to I'm not going to keep awake for several consecutive nights. At least it's not my plan to do it in the near future, but if I will do it, I will also hold this experiment. But what I can do, and I will do, is to show you that it's, even after a small treatment of neurons, the beeswax is changed even when I'm not in a sleep deprived condition. So this is the most, the simplest thing that you can do. But even that, there are several ways to do it, and I will discuss it later. We'll speak about it later today. So, the most basic thing that I can do is not to create something, but to actually change the composition of beeswax or type of oil. Out of all the creations, most of the creations are done in the microscopic level, but if you want something that is not in the microscopic level, the most, the thing that I've created the most and have most experience is actually worms. And I have in my possession significantly more neurons that I've ever had in the past. So, if you really want to see something incredible and predictable that you will, that I can guarantee that it will happen, the best, be careful what you wish for, because the best course of action is to just, and maybe I'll do it tonight, we will see, it's, what will be my mood, but, if you want to really see something incredible, which is not related to beeswax, and that will demonstrate that actually this spot contains a ton of nanobots, and in addition to that, we see them under the microscope, but if you want to actually see them do something incredible, the best way to do it is just to move everything to a glass container, and to just start serious electrolysis, maybe with several even transformers, and place the worms on the top, and I can guarantee you that within 60 minutes or 120 minutes at most, it will be it will look exactly like a dish of gach. You know gach from Star Trek? It's the Klingon dish that is best fresh, it's served fresh. It's like a warm dish. It looks it's like noodles dish, but it's it's moving. So we can create this, and I'm certain it can happen, because I've created it so many times with significant, with fraction of the neurons that I have in this, with much less. So I mean, with this mount, I mean, it will be. I mean, we're gonna see like a noodles patai, like a liter of noodle patai, but I mean, moving one. And maybe we will take this course of action. I will think about it. Another thing that I want to do today is, I mean, following last, I mean, the construction bridges that I'm with the food comes the appetite, as they say. So I want to construct. I mean, I feel like the urge to construct some more stuff. And I mean, what's now the highest priority now is to actually utilize all this material to construct a carousel of Nero, something that I haven't done until yet. Like a move. I mean, we have the discotheque, but it's not a carousel. I mean, it was mostly for magnetic influences and sound and light, but we didn't have a carousel, and that's what I want to do. And I have this bladeless. Disassembled bladeless fan. It's metal. It's very heavy. It's very. And it's like it could be used like to actually create an incredible metal carousel fan. Still, I don't want them to escape from the windows of the carousel. So I need to think like how to seal it, probably with clay, because I don't have any other material which can be used to seal it well. Sealing is like the liquid is not trivial, and we have issues with escape in the past. I mean, with all sorts of containers. So I mean, the most I think that the most reliable way to do it is with clay actually. And I have a bit of clay, so we'll use clay. And the question is, I mean, okay, so we will construct it. I mean, electric carousel. Still, we need to find a way to control, I mean, velocity, because I think it will be too quick actually. I mean, we will probably want to slow it down, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. So this can be used for at least, I mean, starting with two, I mean, interesting questions. First is the question of what happens if we actually try to use it as an electrolysis chamber, like as something that, I mean, as a replacement for this one. But electrolysis chamber that is that is rotating with artificial gravity. This could be very interesting. So to see if they can actually handle it, because the rods will always change position. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, the rods will not change position. I mean, the rods will keep, but I mean, everything will be rotating. So since I mean this is metal, I mean it can easily be, and rotating, it can easily create magnetic effects either on the rods or on another magnet that I can put on it, which will be very interesting, and a way to actually create electromagnetic energy in a much bigger scale than we have done here, and that could also be helpful. But we actually need to see, before that, I mean, I actually need to see if they can actually handle the spin. I mean, if they can actually create stuff when they are, when they are held by the centrifugal forces, and I mean, it's like an artificial gravity. It will be like they will stick them to the side, to the side of the carousel. Maybe it actually will help them. I don't know, to create stuff. Maybe the fact that they will all be, concentrated on the surrounding will actually help them, because they will stay relatively together. I don't know, but maybe the centrifugal forces will, in a way, hold them back and not, not allow them to move, to reposition themselves in a way that will use the electricity, and on top of that, I mean, the circuits will all be ever changing. But I don't know, maybe the velocity will be, considerably slower than the speed of presumably the speed of light, which is presumably the speed of electrons. So maybe the speed will be, it looked to me like a very quick, but for them, it will be incredibly slow, because for them it will be they work with electrons. I don't know. There are many questions. It's interesting. But first of all, we need to see if they actually can do anything at all when they are subject to centrifugal forces. So yes, first of all, just see what happens when they are in the centrifuge, if they can create anything at all. Second, if we can use like any way in like magnets or even just the metal rods itself to actually use the spin for harnessing electromagnetic energy for the neurons. And third, and this is the most incredulous, but I also deal with like incredible and like outlandish theories, as you know, is maybe we don't want it to be the main container, like we don't want to create anything. We still want to use this electrolysis chamber as like the main container, but we want to we want to use the mechanical energy that is created in this container in order to help the work that is done in this container. So we need to think of a way how to do it, and I will gladly get like it's kind of like an open question to the public because it's so ridiculous and out of this world that any probably any suggestion will be as legitimate as any other, including just me watching them together or moving my eyes between them, and it might magically it might transfer the mechanical energy, but there might be other options, and more or less ridiculous. But yeah, this is also on the table. This is also on the agenda, like to transfer mechanical energy for the neurons. And actually, it's something that I thought about in the past. It's not entirely new subject, as outlandish as it is. I've even spoken about it very briefly. I've thought about both doing it with kind of like tubing, which will be used with alternative current and in moving metal, which will be something like a turbine, but with steam, without steam, like a steamless turbine, and also using sound. I thought about it. Perhaps you can use sound waves to energize the neurons with mechanical energy. So it's not that new, but let's do it with centrifuge now, and we need to think of really creative ways of how this can be done. So that's it, I think.